Welcome to the TaxWise Education Library. This lesson covers completing the Setup Assistant. To launch the Setup Assistant the first time, double-click your TaxWise desktop icon. TaxWise launches the Setup Assistant. We need to begin by registering our software. We're going to use the Setup Assistant to help set up your software configuration settings quickly and easily. Your EFIN, registration code, office contact information, and an internet connection are required to complete the registration and activation process. To register the software, let's begin by entering the EFIN. Next, enter the registration code you received via email. Once the registration code is entered, click Validate Code. If the EFIN and the registration code do not match the information we have on file, you will get a message stating that the registration code you have entered is invalid, to please re-enter it. In this case, please verify that your EFIN is correct and matches what we have on file, and that the registration code is correct. Once you enter the correct information, you will get the message stating that you have successfully validated your registration code. Click Next. Use the Configuration Settings section to carry forward data from last year's software to the current year. Ensure both versions of TaxWise are installed to the computer. You can bring forward your employer database, client letter templates, groups and users, preparer and ERO information, setup files, and tax form defaults. If your current year installation does not detect a prior year installation, the system will default your configuration settings to the new install option. When using the new install option, you are entering everything manually in the corresponding setup sections. For the purpose of this lesson, let's use last year's configuration data. Select which configuration settings you wish to include and click Load Configuration Settings. If any of the configuration settings you've selected already exist, the Setup Assistant will display a Confirm dialog box asking you if you wish to override these settings. Click Yes. Once the carry forward of the prior year settings is complete, you'll see a message. Click Next to continue. Next, we have the partner verification. Use the partner verification area to download Settlement Solution elections and fees, as well as additional partner services such as Versacom, eSignature, and Protection Plus. By downloading your Settlement Solution fees automatically from the screen, you no longer have to enter these fees manually into the price sheet in the software, saving you time and possibly EFC mismatched fee rejection errors. To synchronize your Settlement Solution elections and fees, click Download. The program connects to the Electronic Filing Center looking for your client information. If your partner verification information is not yet available, then it will disconnect without downloading that information. Click Close to exit the Electronic Filing Center dialog box. TaxWise displays on the top portion of the partnership verification any settlement solutions you have applied for, along with their corresponding fees. On the bottom portion of the screen in the Additional Services section, you're going to see your status for the additional services such as eSignature, Protection Plus, and Versacom. Review the information. If there are any discrepancies, go back to the Solution Center and review your ERO bank application. Click Next to continue. On the Office Information screen, you must enter your office's contact information, including your company name, address, city, state, and zip code. If applicable, you can also enter the additional information on this screen, such as phone numbers and the company's EIN number. In addition to your office contact information, the Office Information tab is going to give you the ability to enter your iTransact customer information, establish your integration with eSignature, and help establish your tax help integration with Answer Connect. Enter your credentials for each of the pertinent sections, and then click Next to continue. On the CCH iFirm screen, you can enable your integration with the tax program and CCH iFirm, allowing TaxWise and CCH iFirm to communicate. From this screen, you can export all your contact information to CCH iFirm. For additional information on the integration with CCH iFirm, please visit the CCH iFirm Help Center. Let's click Next to continue. Next, we have the ERO Preparer Information screen. The Preparer Information screen allows you to create, modify, and delete preparers. You can also select which preparer is the default preparer and/or ERO. The preparer ERO information we see on screen carried forward from the prior year information. That was part of the data that carried forward in the configuration settings area. To add a new preparer and/or ERO, click the New button. The Setup Assistant displays the Preparer Details dialog box. The required information for a new preparer is indicated with the red asterisk. Complete the information for the preparer. If this preparer is also the ERO, select the ERO checkbox and complete the EFIN information, along with any additional required ERO information. If this preparer is also going to be the third-party designee for the returns prepared, select the third-party designee checkbox and enter the third-party designee PIN. Once the information is complete, click OK. Once the ERO and preparer information have been entered, at the bottom of the screen you have the ability to select a default preparer and default ERO. This information, if selected here, will be entered on tax form defaults. Click the Default Preparer drop-down and select the preparer that you wish to set as a default. Next, click the Default ERO drop-down to select the desired default ERO. Once your default preferences have been set, click Next to continue. Use the Printing and Network Setup section to manage your printing and network options, such as setting default printers and printed return selections. If you are using eSignature, please select the print packet you wish to default when sending forms to be signed. When the printer and network setup options have been established, click Next to continue. The General Options area includes options for invoicing, e-file submission IDs, default states and return types, color setup, and other miscellaneous options to help you in customizing your software experience. Here in the 1040 individual options, I have selected my default resident state as the state of Georgia, as I only prepare Georgia resident returns, and the return type as e-file only, as I normally e-file returns and do not offer bank products. If you set the resident state and the return type here in the Setup Assistant, this information will carry through to your tax form defaults. If you wish to modify your color settings, form properties, and text properties, click the Color Setup button. Click Next to continue. The Carry Forward Taxpayer Data screen is the last section in the TaxWise Setup Assistant. Use this page to carry forward taxpayer data from your prior year. Depending on the number and size of the returns from last year, this process can take a few minutes to complete after you click the Carry Forward Taxpayer Data. Please note that if you do not use the Social Security number to name the return file, you must complete this carry forward procedure if you want last year's data to populate into the current returns, performing the carry forward here rather than performing the carry forward from within the software. Select your preferences and then click the Carry Forward Taxpayer Data button. The program displays the Select Username dialog box. listing the users it located from the prior year. If you wish to carry forward all taxpayer data for all users, click the Select All button. For the purpose of this lesson, we'll select just the guest user, and then click OK. Next, the program displays the list of returns for the selected user. You can manually select the returns or click All Clients. The program returns to the Carry Forward Taxpayer Data screen, and you see the process of the returns being carried forward and for which user. The program displays a status dialog box when the process is complete. Click OK. Once the carry forward data is complete, you can finish the Setup Assistant. Click Save and Close. This concludes the lesson on completing the Setup Assistant. For more information on using TaxWise, please visit the TaxWise Education Library on the TaxWise Customer Solution Center.